It's approved. Next item is public comment.
Speaker.
Do we have anybody to speak in the public comment? Okay. Can you?
Brian Rao. Oh, you said you first. Okay.
All right. Before we start,
Charlie Wardle.
I want to say that in recognition of valued public comment on city issues and importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on matters of community interest, the Board of Aldermen invites residents and other interested parties to speak. And when wishing to speak before the board, to submit a complete speaker form to the city clerk prior to the start of the meeting. Once your name is called, please approach the podium. To make certain that all interested parties have an opportunity to speak, each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Furthermore, no person will be permitted to speak more than once during the public hearing portion of our meeting. Please keep in mind this is not a Q&A. Do not expect a response from your comments at this time. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Hi, my name is Charlie Wardle. I'm with Bax Engineering, 221 Point West Boulevard, St. Charles, Missouri, 63301. I'm here to talk about two. The first one, I'm here to answer any questions if you have anything for the Stump Road Highway N. Going forward with the rezoning and CUP. And then off the last meeting, I still understand that the board has some concerns about Prairie Point. And after discussion with the developer, he has decided to reduce the lot number from 11 to 9. He has decided to increase the lot size, the lot width from 60 feet to 72 feet. And that would bring the increased lot area minimum would go from 6876 to 8480. And then that would also increase the average lot size from 9,114 to 10,787. So on that one, he's willing to reduce his lot number. I know that was one of the things that the Board of Aldermen talked about last time was being too crowded in there. So he'll reduce 2 lots and I'll also make the lots big. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Charlie.
Brian.
Good evening, board. Good evening, Mayor. Brian Rout with Deb Design Group at 100 Midland Park Drive, Lake St. Louis. I'd be the developer, architect record, and the builder on the property. Just to follow up on Charlie's comments, increasing the lot sizes and the widths will allow us to offer some additional plans, a little bit more selection, get a little wider for us to be able to, offer 3-car garages versus 2-car garages, and then, increase some of the opportunity for home buyers and be able to offer a little bit wider selection or larger home on those lots. If you have any questions on anything that we have presented, let me know. Yes, sir.
The reduction is going to be along.
Alderman Waters, this is not a Q&A, sir.
I'm sorry.
Yep. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah. Continue to speak if you have any more comments.
That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right. So any other speakers?
No, sir.
Okay. Anybody here? All right. Anybody here for public hearing? The public? Okay. All right. So that moves us on to new business. All right. So the first item on the agenda tonight for new business is going to be bill number 2613. Entertain a motion to read bill number 2613 by title only for the first time.
Second.
Moved by Laura, second by Carla. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard. City Attorney, please read bill 2613 by title only for the first time.
Bill number 26-13, an ordinance of the city of Darden Prairie, Missouri, amending section 117.310 of the Personnel Policies and Procedures Manual by deleting section 117.310 in its entirety, enacting a new section 117.310 regarding technology.
Okay. Board members, any comments or thoughts on after following the first reading on item number 1 on new business? Okay. That being said, we'll move on to item number 2 on new business, which is bill number 2614. Entertain a motion to read bill 2614 by title only for the first time.
I'll moved.
Second.
Moved by Laura, second by Ryan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard. The attorney, please read bill 2614 by title only for the first time.
Bill number 26-14, an ordinance of the city of Darden Prairie, Missouri, amending section 117.290 of the Personnel Policies and Procedures Manual by deleting section 117.290 in its entirety, enacting a new section 117.290 regarding the city's travel policy.
So in our work session, we did discuss that we were going to add some additional language. That is actioned to the staff, or that is to the staff for action, I should say. With that being said, and that being the assumption as we stand from the work session, is there any additional discussion that the board would like to have related to this ordinance, bill number 2614? Once, twice, none heard. Okay. Moving on. Next item up on the agenda is bill number 2615. I entertain a motion to read bill number 2615 by title only for the first time.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Laura, second by Ryan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unheard. The attorney, please read bill 2615 by title only for the first time.
Bill number 26-15, an ordinance of the city of Darden Prairie, Missouri, authorizing the city administrator to execute a janitorial and cleaning services contract by and between the city of Darden Prairie, Missouri and SRB Cleaning Solutions LLC for cleaning services at City Hall.
For the work session, the city engineer has given us a positive indication that there was money in the budget for this. A little bit was borrowed from a few different adjacent areas without cleaning them out, as was discussed. So this is a budgeted item. Any further discussion on bill number 2615 related to our janitorial and cleaning services for the city?
We need to read this twice, Mayor, or just once and do it?
Great question. Administrator, is there a time-sensitive nature to this?
I would think the gentlemen that are currently cleaning the bathrooms, they're very busy with potholes and mowing. So I would think this is a time sensitive
All right.
thing and would like to proceed with 2 readings.
I would like the city to consider, rather than hiring a cleaning service, to hire an employee who could be a janitorial or light maintenance person. I notice on the credit card purchases and other things that we are using public works staff to do minor things that certainly are not something that I think, it's not that we shouldn't have them doing, it's they could make better use of their time. And in my past life, I managed a cleaning crew for a corporate headquarters that I worked for. And it doesn't matter who you hire, 3 to 4 months down the road, they're all going to be the same. The cleaning staff rotates, and you're constantly going to spend more time monitoring them than the benefits you're going to get from them. And you're also going to have people in our city hall wandering around doing their job that we have not vetted. So I feel like if we hire our own person, we can regulate what they do, we can manage them much easier, and we know who is in our city hall. And we can use them during the day. There are a lot of things. I went on Fort Zumwalt's city, Fort Zumwalt's website and took off a position for their janitorial staff. And it includes a lot of the same things that we would be having a cleaning person here do. And the hourly rate for that is not that extensive. And I just feel like we would get yes, it would cost us probably more a year. I understand that. But I believe we would get a better product. Our cleaning would be better. And I just feel like we really need to start securing this building and make sure we know who's wandering around in all of the offices and, things like that. I know a lot of our offices are locked, so they're going to have to be to where they can get to them. So all of that security goes out the window. And again, just from past life, it's not as easy just to hire a company and have them come in and clean. Somebody has to monitor their work. And I can guarantee you this would not be the only company in a year or two that you would have. So I would like the city to table it and look into hiring our own person to do this job and rather than hiring a company.
I got a question. Do we provide cleaning services for the rooms that we rent out? Or how does that work?
No, we do not.
Okay, it's just,
I'm sorry, we provide the open space cleaning. So there's a kitchen, there's a conference room, the hallway, we
Right.
vacuum,
okay.
but we don't clean individual tenant spaces.
I don't have a problem with what Carla's saying, but I would like a cost comparison because hiring a full-time employee, you're talking benefits and everything else. I would like to see, what a cost comparison would be to doing something like that. And once again, that might be something that I don't know what the long-term contract is, but that might be something we'd need to budget in the next year.
But
Just my 2 cents.
yeah, so I want to just step in real quick because the city staff falls into the mayor's office. And this is kind of talking about staffing and I understand that there's concerns with the finances around it, but right now, who's cleaning the city hall?
Our two public works people.
Do we have our public work people conducting cleaning today? Because we're short-staffed. And this is an issue that we need to address now, because right now is the spring, grass is growing, potholes from the winter need to be fixed. And I don't think it's smart for us to table it today while our public work, the 2 staff members we have on public works now, as we try to hire 2 more because of some turnover we've had recently. We table it now and then have them cleaning bathrooms instead of fixing potholes. I think that we should, address this in a different manner, but not right now. We've already gone through the RFP process. Is that correct?
Correct.
We've selected the appropriate and most budget-friendly option that we have. And this frees our public works staff from having to clean the building and can focus on the things that are really more important to our residents right now, which we're going to hear about if they're not doing that. If they're in here cleaning the building and not fixing potholes and cutting grass, we're going to hear about it. So I respectfully disagree that we need to table this. I think that we need to approve it. And I would look for the board's support to do so tonight in a second reading.
I didn't mean to table the idea. What I meant was the cleaning company hiring.
Well, then who's going to clean the building if we table the discussion for hiring?
Can we not get a temporary cleaning company to do it temporarily till we hire somebody?
We'd have to start the RFP process over again.
How long is
Am I mistaken with that? And that
It's a 1-year contract.
1 year?
Okay.
And the year starts, correct me when I'm wrong, what year starts when they start?
I would say when we sign, yeah.
I want to make sure.
there are other aspects. I don't disagree with everything that was said. But I do want to make sure the board understands that, the staff and managing the staff is, that's the responsibility of the city administrator. And in doing that, there are challenges associated with it. There's prioritizing and it's being here on the ground day to day. It's that's the city administrator's job, and she's here doing that. And I'm here on the ground multiple days out of the week. And there are so many things that happen behind the scenes that our public works folks do. And I think that that's I want to be very protective of their time, especially in something like this when we can, was it $16,000 a year? Is that? am I
That's
remembering correctly?
12,000.
$12,000 a year.
Yeah.
So for $12,000 a year, we can, free them up from that and get them serving our community and our citizens and our residents and the things that I think are really important. So I think it's a small price to pay for this year. And then we can continue to assess and work with the board and staffing and other aspects of that. But I appreciate the comments, but this is something that I really want to just make sure the board understands. Like it's the public works staff has got a lot on their plate. And I just want to make sure that we get this particular one moved over. So that being said, I will turn back over.
Can I ask a question? What about if there is poor performance, are we still locked into the 1-year contract?
I would have to look into that.
A cleaning service company would have other staff. We could ask them to rotate staff out if they weren't doing, they have to meet our expectations on cleaning. And there are termination in contracts typically for default on performance. And just to note, we have had a public works maintenance worker position posted for 3 weeks now, and we have 0 applications.
Correct.
And so I do share some concern with our ability to hire staff in a timely manner, and would appreciate, having resources. We can certainly present to the board alternatives related to hiring. This was a budget discussion about not using internal staff and going with a cleaning service that was approved during the 2026 budget process. If we wanted to reevaluate that and take a look at it again, staff can certainly do that.
Can I entertain a motion to read Bill 2615 for a second time?
So moved.
Moved by Ryan,
Second.
second by Bob. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard. The attorney, please read Bill 2615 by title only for the second time.
Bill number 2615, an ordinance of the city of Dayton Prairie, Missouri, authorizing the city administrator to execute a janitorial and cleaning services contract by and between the city of Dayton Prairie, Missouri and SRB Cleaning Solutions LLC for cleaning services at City Hall.
Any further discussion from the board? Entertain a motion for roll call vote on Bill 2615.
So moved.
Moved by Bob,
Second.
second by Ryan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? City clerk, please call the vote.
Alderman Wilson.
Aye.
Alderman Nay.
Aye.
Alderman Waters.
Aye.
Alderman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Gettemeyer. Alderman Detweiler. 5 yeas, 1 nay. Bill number 2615 becomes ordinance number 2405.
Okay, moving on to, I now declare Bill number 2615, Bill number
2405.
2405. Thank you. Moving on to old business. Bill number 2602 is read the first time on January 1st, 2026. The request is postponed indefinitely. Yeah, would you mind explaining to us, City Attorney?
So this is one of the bills that was referred back to the Planning and Zoning Commission, and at the last meeting came back as a new bill number 2610. And because this bill had been first read and never disposed of, it is our recommendation to postpone indefinitely this bill, to take it off the agenda, but the substance of it is contained, as amended by the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission, is contained in bill number 2610, which follows.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Where do we have to make a motion to dismiss this bill?
Postpone indefinitely, sir.
Oh, okay.
Entertain a motion to postpone Bill 2602 indefinitely.
So moved.
Moved by Ryan, second by
Mark,
Mark.
it was moved by Mark and then second by me, sorry. You said
I
it first.
called it tied.
Sorry. All right, good.
Motion by Mark, second by Ryan. All in favor?
Aye.
We need a roll call vote for this.
No, sir.
Any opposed? None heard.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, moving on to bill number 2610, first read on March 18th, 2026. Any discussion on bill 2610 before reading a second time?
Discussion.
Entertain a motion to read bill 2610 by title only for the second time.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mark, second by Ryan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? City Attorney, please read bill 2610 by title only for the second time.
Bill number 26-10, an ordinance of the city of Darden Prairie, Missouri, approving the rezoning of certain real property located at 7393 Highway N and Stump Road from C2 General Commercial District to R1D Single Family Residential District.
Any further discussion on bill 2610?
Move for a roll call vote on Bill 2610.
Motion for roll call vote by Mark,
So moved.
second by Ryan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? City Clerk? please
Alderman
call the roll.
Detweiler?
We didn't hear you.
Alderman Detweiler?
Nay.
Alderman Gettlemeyer? Aye. Alderman Johnson?
Aye.
Alderman Nay?
Nay.
Alderman Waters?
Aye.
Alderman Wilson?
Aye.
4 yeas, 2 nays. Bill number 2610 becomes ordinance number 2406.
And I declare bill 2610, ordinance number 2406. Okay, moving on to item number 3. Bill number 2603, we've read on January 21st, 2026 for the first time. This would be moving for the second time for tonight. Can I entertain a motion to read bill 2603 by title only for the second time?
Second.
Moved by Laura, second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard. City Attorney, please read bill 2603 by title only for the second time.
Bill number 26-03, an ordinance of the city of Darden Prairie, Missouri, approving a conditional use permit for certain real property located at 7393 Highway N and Stump Road.
Any discussion from the board on bill 2603?
Move for a roll call vote on Bill 2603.
I'm sorry, Alderman Johnson. I have a quick question. I want to confirm something and then we can move forward. This is just a permit, correct? But then after that, we'll move forward. I just want to make sure I got it right. It's just a permit, right? So then the developer can move forward. Is that correct?
It is a conditional use permit
Thank
for
you.
that
I
purpose.
just want to make sure I got it right. Sorry, Alderman Johnson. Go ahead.
Motion was made by Alderman Johnson
Second.
for second reading, second by Alderman Waters. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None heard. City Attorney, please read bill 2603 by title only for the second time.
We already.
Roll call vote.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, City Clerk?
Alderman
Please.
Gettlemeyer? Alderman Johnson?
Aye.
Alderman Nay?
Nay.
Alderman Waters?
Aye.
Alderman Wilson?
Aye.
Alderman Detweiler?
Nay.
4 yeas, 2 nays. Bill number 2603 becomes ordinance number 2407.
All right, the last item on old business tonight is bill number 2611. It was first read on March 18th, 2026. Any further discussion before moving for a second reading?
Are we gonna get plans for the revision?
Thought you had
11
plans.
to 11 and 9. Yeah, because the units were reduced from 11 to 9.
Oh,
Okay. The question is, are we going to get plans for the revised copy of 11 and 9? So does the board request to postpone till we get the revision then? Is that what I'm understanding?
We move forward.
And is that something that is? Sorry.
No, my
Everyone
daughter
else over there?
opened the door. My daughter opened the door. I don't know what she was doing. I was concerned at home. Sorry.
That's okay.
So I guess the first step would be to just postpone until a revision, and is that what I'm understanding from the board?
Does it have to go back to planning and zoning?
I think we'd have to tell based off of what the revision would look like, but yeah, I'm not sure if we could take it. If the changes would be great enough by just taking 3 houses out of an 11 house. I mean, it's a,
That's 30%. So yeah,
I mean, that's quite a bit. Taking 2 houses out. It was 11, now
oh,
it's 9,
sorry, my math is not very good tonight, apparently.
I think. What's that, my math?
Okay, so it's removed 2 houses, 9, 11 and 9.
He took his shoes off to count it.
Twice.
So the couple options that are on the table right now is that we postpone until that revision comes forward, or send back to planning and zoning. Any thoughts or discussion on those options from the board? Or does the board want to move forward with a vote without the revision? Let's just try to rule that out. Let's start with that. Who on the board, show hands? Oh, can I? Would want to move forward without the revision? You would want to vote on it tonight without a revised plan? Anybody else?
I don't have to.
Okay, so that's one vote, so that's a no. So what would the board like to do? Would the board like to postpone? Or would the board like to send back to planning and zoning?
well, in the last one, didn't we send it back to planning and zoning?
No.
Correct.
So I think we need to do the same.
Okay,
Can I ask a question?
go ahead.
Is that always what we have to do? Is that like gonna be the staple? Is that something we need to put in place? And I was asking John to help me out with that.
Yep, city attorney?
It's not a requirement. It's just at the discretion of the board if they
Okay.
want to do so.
I just want to make sure. Okay. I'm okay with
Yeah.
going back.
Okay, so if the board would like to send it back to planning and zoning, I'd like to entertain a motion from the board to send Bill 2611 back to planning and zoning, based on the stated revision that they are putting into the design now.
I move that we send it back to planning and zoning for the concrete, so we can look at the plans as revised,
Okay.
rather than just speculation.
Motion by Blake,
Second.
second by Laura, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
1 nay. City clerk? Nope, there's 1 nay. Okay. All right. Bill 2611 will be sent back to planning and zoning for review, further review of the changes in the design. And that is all we have on old business, so we will move forward with officer and staff communications. City attorney. City engineer, anything further?
I have nothing, Mayor.
City administrator. Alderman. Okay.
Okay,
Alderman Detweiler?
I have a couple things. One, I wanted to find out if we have any update on the short-term rentals, long-term rentals for, that were kind of spurred on by Darty Meadows. Because I know residents reach out to me and they want updates, so thought I would ask that question. I got 2 questions, but that's my first question.
We have reviewed it. If you don't mind, I'd like to talk to you about that offline, if that's okay.
Okay. All right, and the second one, I had some residents reach out about the ICD security officer salary. They wanted to know, is it even common practice for cities to help pay for the security officer salaries for private schools? And I thought I remembered in the discussion that O'Fallon did this. Is that correct?
Yes, O'Fallon does supplement their SRO.
And somehow she made a calculation that, is that security officer salary $120,000? Is It's not going to be that much.
No,
is it?
that's the contract from St. Charles County
Oh, okay.
for them to get an
All right.
SRO.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
if,
That includes like their equipment, along with salary, benefits.
Insurance.
yeah,
Thank you.
so
So it's not just their salary. It
okay.
includes salary, their equipment, benefits.
And then we paid 20%, wasn't that right? Okay, thank you.
Actually, no, we capped ours at what was budgeted, so it's less than 20, it's a little bit less than 20%.
Okay, less. All right, thank you.
thank you for your patience, just consulting with counsel on something. Okay, Carla, so Laura, you,
I'm done.
okay. Carla, you said you had something that you wanted to bring up as well.
I want to say that I'm really disappointed with the mailer for voting. I mean, what was given to me as an alderman to walk around and talk to people about had a lot more information on it than this. When you scan this QR code, it brings up the whole St. Charles County ballot, which doesn't tell anybody anything about what we're trying to get passed. And so, I don't know. I mean, I know these things are not cheap. So I don't know what we spent on it, but it sure doesn't tell people anything at all. And I got this yesterday. I would have rather seen something like this with a little more of what we got on the back than just this. So I would like, I know, we need to, I just think we need to look at these things as if we were receiving it. And what would it tell us? When we get this about what we're supposed to be getting information on, because all this told me was the same thing that I've seen in Mid-Risburg, the same thing that was in Post Dispatch, and the same thing that I can go on the St. Charles County website and find out what's on the ballot.
I have to agree with Carla because I looked at it and then I'm like, oh, if I flip it over, that'll have the information. I'm like, no, that's kind of the address. So I was kind of surprised. And again, if you take it from the perspective of you're trying to educate people and trying to just present facts, I think it could have been better.
Surprised to see that it was only in the narrow margin of the instead of covering the whole graphic. I haven't seen it yet. No, I didn't get it yet.
Oh, wow. You didn't get it either?
I haven't checked on that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, so few days.
Yeah, somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else from the board? Blake?
Okay, an update on our drive task force. We had a meeting last week. It was extremely encouraging. The best meeting we've had so far. It's our number 3 meeting. And we recruited the help of the county to champion a cause that we get this to move through. And I think it's going to be successful. So we'll look forward to the next meeting to see what we have to present, which gave us a lot more opportunities, a lot more options to present to the state in how they can help us. And that's an important thing. So very encouraging.
I agree, and I came in at the midway through the meeting and very, very pleased and at the progress that's being made, and I agree. Hopeful. I don't want to be count chickens before they hatch type of a situation, but very hopeful with some of the discussion. And thank you, Alderman May, for your leadership in there. And I think that, yeah, so we're making headway. Thanks you and Matt as well for your leadership in there. Anything else from the board?
Well, one more thing.
Yep.
I want to encourage everybody to go vote and read their ballot as best as possible. There are a lot of things on this ballot that is not the best thing, but we're going to work these out. But just make sure you read your ballot and make sure you vote, and make sure to tell a neighbor to vote as well too.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I would like to first kind of go in and say that we've got one of our annual events coming up that I'm just amazed at the number of people that come to it every year. Our Easter egg hunt. It's coming up this Saturday. As city administrator said earlier, it's going to be rain or shine. And I think that it's very, if for those that haven't come out there before, there's the Easter Bunny comes. So the Easter Bunny is actually here in Darden Prairie. And you get a chance to take a picture with him. And he brings lots of eggs with him. And the side of those eggs, it's not just candy or that, but there's tickets in there. And the city, along with the Easter Bunny, come together and they have a variety of toys that are able to be selected from each number item for age bracket or age group. And then the kids that come and participate get to go then pick toys out from a variety. And we have some volunteers that are out there and helping the kids out. So it's really a great time to meet the Easter Bunny, get a picture with them. And then it's a lot of fun. So I encourage everybody to get out there if you can make it. And I know a lot of the aldermen tend to come out there as well. And a lot of staff is planning to be there too. But if the aldermen come out, they'll help. And it's just a good time. So I also encourage, everybody to vote this coming election. We don't have anybody from the board or from the city up for election this year. But that being said, there's a couple of things about use tax that I wanted to bring up as well and kind of talk to a couple of points. Give me 1 second. So this is not a new tax. This is just extending the tax that was already approved previously for local tax and extending it over to out-of-state purchases. Is that accurate, City Attorney? Okay. This tax supports local businesses and jobs by creating equitability between the out-of-state online sales. And that's something that we don't really have right now. So it captures revenue that we're losing that way, and it helps level the playing field for local businesses. Got to check the city attorney on this, make sure I'm not saying anything that's wrong. So, and I think that's the other, that you don't pay both. You don't pay the tax that's right here, the local tax, and then you don't pay the use tax. You pay one or the other. If you're buying online, you pay the same 2.5% you pay if you went and bought something from Target. So it's not an additional tax. It's the same tax. It's just creating equitability. And I think that's a really important part of it. I've seen a few different tidbits here and there. I've heard a few different things from folks, and I think it's important to clarify some of these points. So those are important pieces of it. And this helps, continue to keep this as a rapidly developing city. It helps us keep up, because as the city grows rapidly, the way that our residents spend also has been changing very rapidly. So residents are spending more online and less in the storefronts here. So we're growing rapidly, and that growing population is growing less. They're tending to spend less and less at the city storefronts. So again, support small businesses, creates equity, and funds your local city projects, which in this case is going to be public safety and roads. So again, just to kind of foot stomp on what some of the other aldermen were saying and what's already discussed, I think it's really important for those that are dialed into this to understand the truth behind it. And that being said, thanks everybody for coming out tonight, and we will look forward to seeing you all in a few weeks. And thanks to St. Charles County Police for coming in and helping keep everybody safe here. If anybody has any questions or concerns, want to talk to some of the board members or myself afterwards, I'm here for you, and I think the rest of the board will be as well. Thank you so much. Can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
Come on.
Second.
Moved by Ryan, second by Laura. All in favor? Any opposed? Not heard.
You don't get the long road.